October 2015. This year marks one of the most iconic video game characters' 35th anniversary here in North America. Today, we look at Pac-Man. Pac-Man was created by Toru in 1980. This arcade game was developed by Namco in Japan in May 22, 1980, and was later licensed by Midway for the US markets. In October 1980, North America got its first taste of the crazy maze running character. Now, the game was originally overlooked since its simple gameplay was overshadowed by space shooters, such as Space Invaders. The game then was highly targeted towards women and young children just because they believed that the hardcore gamer would actually overlook this title. Now, the game was considered a launch failure since no one really looked at it since it was overlooked by certain other titles. But after its launch in North America, the game caught like wildfire. Within the first 18 months, the game already sold 350,000 arcade cabinets, earning the company around $1 billion. Now keep in mind, this is 1980s dollars, so it's a whole lot more than $1 billion nowadays. And by the end of 1999, it is estimated that 10 billion quarters, that's $2.5 billion, had already been spent on just the arcade cabinets alone. With such success, the game has been ported and remade onto almost every console, PC, tablet, and smartphone. Heck, even Google has a mini Pac-Man game that you can play for free. All you have to do is just type in Pac-Man into your Google web browser. One of the very first ports was to the Atari 2600. Now, as you can see here, this is my original copy of Pac-Man. And now, I picked this up at a garage sale, and I paid a huge whopping loony for this guy. Now, just to let you guys know, a loony is $1 for all of you that are watching outside of Canada and was wondering what the hell I'm talking about. Now, this version here brought the eye-blinding mess that most people remember from 1982. So as you can see, the layout is completely different. Pac-Man's animation is stiff. The audio is completely off. The gameplay is not a really good experience, especially if you've played it at an arcade before. Now, the failure of this port was mainly given the very short deadline that was given to complete it for a Christmas launch. Now, the Atari's version was considered a fail. But there was one good thing that did come from the 2600 version, and that was the final name of the enemies. Now, from the time of launch, they were given many names, such as goblins, octopi, monsters, ghosts, heck, even called bad guys. But with the 2600's hardware, the enemies blinked and were given the name Ghost to hide the issues with the hardware's limitation. Now, the four ghosts, named Blinky, Pinky, Inky, and Clyde, all have their own programming. This causes each of them to behave in a different manner and adds to the game's difficulty and also replayability. Now, Blinky chases Pac-Man. Pinky and Inky like to ambush Pac-Man. And Clyde is supposed to be random, though most of the time you'll always find him chasing Pac-Man. Point scoring for this game is fairly straightforward. So the little pellets that Pac-Man likes to eat, they're worth about 10 points, where the large pellets are worth 50 points. When you eat a large pellet, you become invincible, and the ghosts become blue and easy to eat. And if you eat the ghost, the points start at 200 for the first one, 400 for the second ghost you eat, 800 for the third one, and finally 1600 for the fourth one if you get them all. Eating fruits and vegetables when they pop up on the screen, well, they depend on the level you're on. So they start at 100 points at level 1 and work their way all the way up to 500 points once you hit level 13, and then once you go past level 13, they stay at 500 points. With the popularity of Pac-Man, and with it being on so many mediums, it really was hard to not try this game. Now, my first experience was on a tabletop arcade machine. Now, this was at a local pizza parlor, and I was really young when I tried it. Now, I remember ignoring my pizza just so I could play the game. And I now know that really pissed off my parents. But it was so fun and addicting, and it was the only time that I could play this game. A few years later, we finally got a family computer, and conveniently, it was put in my bedroom. It had a copy of Pac-Man for DOS. Many hours, many late nights I have put into this title. A few years later, I was out with some friends, and that's when I found my copy of Pac-Man for the Atari 2600. Many more hours went into that one as well. Now, I'd have friends come over, they would sleep over, and we would always compete. Who was the best at Pac-Man? And it always mainly being my dad who kicked all of our asses. Random Pac-Man fact. If you place your finger in your ear and scratch, it will sound like Pac-Man eating. How many of you enjoyed Pac-Man? What medium did you guys play it on? What are some of your favorite memories of this game? Why don't you drop a message in the comment field down below and let me know your thoughts on this classic game. Also, if you've enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. It helps me out. Also, if you press that subscribe button, you'll be notified when new videos come out. I already have many videos just like this one, and I have a whole lot more lined up for future launches. I want to give a thanks and a quick shout out to my buddy Chris.hull, aka Juniorskeptic. As you can tell, I have a new intro video, so the animations were all done by him. And also he does some of my art, so as you can see my avatar, that was done by him as well. So thanks a lot, dude. It really helps me out. If you guys want, you can check him out on Tumblr, and also I have his contact information. I'll have been in the description down below. If you guys ever want to contact him, he does amazing work. I want to say thank you to everyone watching my little tribute to Mr. Iwatani and his amazing video game creation, Pac-Man. So until next time, guys, happy gaming.